Okay, podcast. Dom Jamali here. What's up, you guys? Back with a quick video, and today we'll be talking about Pretty Little Liars. Alright, guys, so before we get started today, I want to give a quick shout out to Naomi from Instagram. Your Instagram name is Little Spookylittlespam or something like that. Shout out to you because you are amazing, one, and two, you gave me the idea to do this video. So next time you are on Instagram, make sure you follow her at you know what, I'm gonna just put it down below. I'm gonna put her information down below along with the website that I'm using today, Hollywood.com. The article is called 15 A-shaped Pretty Little Liar plot holes we are still upset about. Now, you guys know how I do things. I have not looked at this list yet, so everything is fresh, okay? Whew! Alright, let's get into it. Alright, number 1. How did Charlotte kidnap Sara Harvey the same night Allison De Laurentiis went missing? Now, I'm going to read you what it says under. Wilden took Charlotte back to Radley after she presumably killed Allison. How did she suddenly come up with the plot to kidnap Sara, hold her hostage for several years, and why would she necessarily plot that far ahead? Now, this is a huge plot hole, along with the other ones on this list, I'm sure. My whole question is, on top of all of those questions, now, the dollhouse was built already. So not only are we questioning how did she come up with this plan and, how did she do this and the timing and all of that shit, I'm wondering, how did she find the money and the time to even build the dollhouse? Because if she's supposed to be in Radley, getting a sex change, going to Penn State, going to goddamn Rosewood High, playing with Jason's emotions and playing with the bitches, how are you doing all of this and got all this time to make millions and millions of dollars to build a damn dollhouse on top of make a plan to kidnap these hoes and then kidnap? Like, it don't make sense. Number 1, y'all, I don't know if it's going to be the top one on this list, but so far it is fitting to be number 1. Number 2, why did Sara Harvey disguise herself? Whew, y'all, they preaching already. Why did Sara, number 2, we at number 2. 2, why did Sara Harvey disguise herself as Redcoat and Black Widow? Can somebody explain this to me? Under it says, maybe it was necessary for Sara to disguise herself so no one would recognize her. After all, she did run away from home, but why conceal your face entirely? The girls never even met her at that point. Now, I've talked about this in many of my videos. I brought up the point that in season 3, the first time that we ever see Black Widow coming down the steps at the funeral, prior to that scene, we did see a photoshopped, whatever you want to call it, picture of Sara Harvey. Because if you think back, remember they were trying to tie that shit into the whole Maya situation, blah, blah. We saw a picture of her on the internet. Now, mind you, it was a different girl, blah, 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 but it was still Sara Harvey. Also, keep in mind, this is before they even decided to keep the Sara Harvey storyline within the shit. So, with that said, okay, they saw a picture of her. Maybe they would recognize her, maybe fucking not. But it just don't make sense to me why she would even come to the bitch disguised. Because if I see a picture of somebody, yeah, I'm gonna be like, oh shit, they look familiar. But I'm not gonna be like, oh, that's Sara Harvey. Like, y'all. Number 3, why did Bethany end up wearing the same clothes as Allison on that night? Something we will never find out. Shit we will never find out. And y'all know that's my favorite quote. Shit we will never find out. I ain't even gotta read what it says under it, because we ain't never gonna find out. And whatever they got to say about it don't matter, because that we ain't never gonna find out. Shit we will never find out. Why did Bethany end up wearing the same clothes as Allison on that night, Marlene? Can you explain that to us? No, because you don't even know, bitch. Next, number 4. How did Allison's bracelet end up on Bethany Young's wrist? that goes back to question 3. Something we will never find out. Number 5. After Allison was pulled out of the grave by Mrs. Grimwald, which is another motherfucking plot hole in itself, but I'm going to keep reading the question. How was there still a hole to push... Y'all, are they preaching or are they preaching? Okay, how was there still a hole to push Bethany in? Question. Y'all, just for y'all, I'm going to read what it says under. Mrs. Grimwald did not dig her out of the grave. She only pulled her out of the dirt. So how was Melissa able to bury Bethany in a freshly open hole? And this is a plot hole that I haven't even thought about. You know, I don't think many of us thought about this shit for real. How? But see, that's a mistake on their part. You know what I'm saying? Well, all of these are mistakes on their part, but this is a huge mistake on their part. Y'all. Number 6. Why was Wilden so determined to tear the girls down in the pilot? Now, I don't remember this, so I'm going to read what it says under. He always knew the truth, didn't he? The plot hole about Wilden's age, meanwhile, can be written off as him being only 6 years older than Charlotte. Now, I don't really understand what they're talking about when it comes to the whole Wilden's age. Now, I knew that it was some discrepancies around that, but I don't see how they tied that into the question. But going back to the question, why was Wilden so determined to tear the girls down in the plot? Y'all, I don't even remember season 1, to be honest with y'all. I have no idea, but I see what they're saying. If he was working with Mrs. D and Cece that night Allison got killed, why was he acting and pretending? You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if that's a big deal for me. I don't know about y'all, but I ain't worried about that. Number 7. Cece was prom queen at Rosewood High, but she didn't even go there. I'll wait for somebody to explain that to me. Okay? What? How? Okay, y'all, now I was gonna sit here and try to explain how that could work, but it just doesn't. How did she make it into the goddamn yearbook? Not people whispering to each other, oh, this bitch was prom queen. No, she made it into the goddamn yearbook that everybody got at the end of the year. How do you make it into the yearbook with prom queen? I think it said chess club, president of the goddamn bitch association. How does it say all this shit under your thing and you ain't even go to the school? How? See, this is proof right here. This is proof that Marlene decided to change this shit at the last minute. It's proof. Because they probably said, okay, Cece ain't got nothing to do with this. She went to the school. We just gonna make her creepy. And then at the last minute, they was like, no, we got a great idea. Let's make her the sister of Allison. And let's make her a transgender. And who the hell sat in that meeting and said that was a good idea? I need to fucking know. Who raised their hand and said good idea? Point their asses out, please. Okay? Because what the fuck? Next. Number 8. Y'all, I can't even get over number 7. What? How? For real. Okay, meanwhile, as much as Charlotte interacted with the police as Cece Drake, how come the police never verified that Cece Drake was an actual person? I'll read what it says under it. It makes sense for her to legally change her name from Charles to Charlotte, but how much hiding can she really do? Either Rosewood is full of idiots, which we know, or the writer's room at Pretty Little Lies is full of idiots, which we know. So I don't know. You can literally toss them up and whichever one falls first is the fucking answer. Literally. Because two groups of idiots, obviously. Number 9. Why was Charlotte y'all, I can't right now. Why was Charlotte dressed like a man at the dollhouse? Now, I don't know any transgenders personally. I don't. But I've seen TV shows, documentaries. I know friends of friends. And once they get a sex change, they are in their skin, the skin that they want to be in, the skin that they felt they've always been in the inside, whatever, what y'all know. So why would she say, hey, I'm going to dress like a man, when she, for years, was a boy and wanted to be a girl? Now, you could explain this and say, well, she was in disguise, blah, blah, blah. But from what people have told me, a transgender would never do that. Now, like I said, I don't know any personally. I don't. This is just from what I'm hearing from other people. Now, if that's true, that's another fault on the writers. That's another fault. First of all, the whole transgender storyline, I wish we could throw the fuck out the window and say that never happened, because that was just stupid. That was just real stupid. Okay? But oh, God, I can't even stay on that. That's just too much. Okay, number 10. If Charlotte was a child, when Bethany pushed Marion Kavanaugh off of the roof, y'all, I can't even read right now. Alright, so number 10. Let's try this again. If Charlotte was a child when Bethany pushed Marion Kavanaugh off of the roof at Radley, then why is her younger sister Allison seen as a teen in this flashback with a very much alive Marion? Now, I ain't even really got to read what's under it, go in on this, because when the finale dropped and Cece was revealed, this was the first plot hole that flew around, Twitter, YouTube, Tumblr, everything. This was the first thing that was flying around, because Marlene just fucked up. She really did. And I think they even came out, they didn't say, hey, we fucked up, but they came out and said, you know what, just use your imagination. Basically saying we fucked up and we can't do nothing about it because we idiots, okay? So I really don't have to go in on this, but I just wish this show really took a nosedive. And I honestly wish that we could take certain things back. For one, this whole Marion Kavanaugh storyline, and I think me and Naomi was talking about this last night. She asked me, how did I feel about the Mary Drake shit? And I said, bitch, Mary Drake? They couldn't explain the Marion Kavanaugh fucking situation. I don't know why motherfuckers think they gonna be able to take care of a Mary Drake storyline if they couldn't do Bethany justice, if they couldn't do Cece justice, Maya justice, Marion justice. They can't do nobody justice. Sara Harvey. They killed her off last season. They ain't explained nothing about her. How you gonna throw her in the shit? Make her Black Widow and Red Coat, and then just kill her off and not explain nothing about none of that. They can't even take care of that. How are we supposed to put all our hope in the fucking Mary Drake basket? Like they gonna be able to take care of that and wrap that up? Please, okay? Please. Y'all, what the fuck? Why did they even bring Marion in? Y'all, you know how many people on this damn show ain't got no parents? Shit, the bitches barely got parents. We barely see their asses. We didn't need to see Toby's fucking mom. Have we ever seen Jenna's dad? Or whoever, cause Jenna's mom is married to Toby's dad, some shit like that. Have we ever seen any of them? So why did we have to see Toby's mom? And then you bring her in and then you don't even do the shit justice. What is up with that? You bring her in and make it seem like she was crazy or A was after her or whatever the fuck they tried to make that shit seem like. And then drag that shit into season 3 because you realize that you ain't explaining drag it in season 6 because you realize you ain't explaining in season 3. And then you bullshit it. Y'all, I can't. I said I won't do no more ranting about Pretty Little Liars, but I can't, y'all. I just can't. I can't. Number 11. If Charlotte loved her mother so much, why would she send a cryptic video of her getting buried? And when it comes to this, the only explanation I can give in favor of Marlene King is that the person who was burying Mrs. D was the other A that we gonna find out about this season. That's the only thing that I can say on Marlene King's side. Now, against Marlene King, Didn't Cece admit to killing Mrs. D? I'm not sure. Y'all, because I have not watched this show. I haven't gone back and watched old episodes since like 2014. Okay, it's been a long while, so I'm a little, I'm rusty. But didn't she admit to it? Now, if she admitted to it, then Marlene, this is just another fuck up. But to defend Marlene, because I'm not sure, maybe that's the other A. Okay. So, I don't know about that one. We got to wait and see. And if you guys know, comment below. All right, number 12. Where did Charlotte get all of this money to play the A game? Now, I'll read what it says under it. How did she build an elaborate dollhouse to keep the girls captive? And how did she afford all of the technology? Sure, she made several good investments, but where did her initial money come from? Y'all, this ain't really that big of a deal to me, because I just don't even care at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all messy. Just going back to question 1, because this really goes back to question 1. This shit is just so messy. It's like, who even cares where she got the money from? Okay, just tell us how the fuck she had time to do all the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, explain one thing and then we'll worry about the little baby shit. But if you can't explain the big piece, why should we even give a fuck about the little pieces? That's how I feel. I don't know about y'all. Somebody obviously cares about this shit because it's on the list. But in my opinion, if you couldn't explain how she even did all of that, had a sex change, was in and out of Radley at Penn State, playing with these bitches' minds, building a dollhouse, making money. If you can't explain how she was doing all that correctly, I don't even care where she got the money from. Moving on. Number 13. And this is crazy because I was just thinking about this before I started this video. But number 13 says, why did Charlotte need a visitor's pass as Cece Drake at Radley when she was already a patient? And this goes back to what I said earlier in the video. Proof that they decided this shit at the last minute. Proof. I'm telling y'all, in season 3, Cece Drake won't A. See, Marlene can drop as many interviews as she fucking want to, saying that they had this plan since season 3 all she want to. I'm sorry. Either y'all are the biggest television writing idiots in the world, or like I said, y'all didn't plan this from season 3 or from the beginning, whatever they say. There is no way, because none of it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It's either y'all are really just that stupid, or y'all are lying, and I really don't want to think that they are that stupid. You know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like nobody's that stupid. So I'm just going to say they lied. You know what I'm saying? This is just more proof that they decided that shit at the last minute. Because you got her going in and out of Radley, but she was a patient. She was a patient. Mona even said when Mona got arrested, excuse me, y'all. What Mona even said when she got arrested and put into Radley that night, Cece came to see her in a robe, and they made it like it was, Red Coat coming to see her or whatever, and then tried to twist it at the end, which didn't even work in their favor. Another fuck up that they tried to twist and fucked it up even more. So first you try to make it seem like it's Red Coat. Then when you see that don't work, then you try to make it seem, it's funny, y'all. I can't help but to laugh, y'all. I can't help it. Then you try to make it seem like it's the bitch in the robe, which fucks you up even more, because then it's like, okay, so she was in there the whole time, but how was she able to go in and out and own a boutique? I forgot all about the goddamn boutique that she fucking had. Add that to the list of shit she did that they can't explain. She was running a goddamn boutique, y'all. Let me repeat. This shit is comical. She was running a boutique while she was building a dollhouse, making all this money, playing stocks, getting a sex change, in and out of Radley, playing with the bitch's mind, spying on Ezra. Y'all, what? Y'all, kidnapping Sara Harvey while she was doing this. Bitch was running a boutique, y'all. Y'all, I can't help but to laugh. I'm sorry. This shit is comical. Come on, y'all. Really? This gotta be a joke. Like, Pretty Little Liars, man. Pretty Little Liars had the potential to be one of the greatest shows of all time. And, you know, the first 3 seasons still go down in history as, you know, some very important television. But, wow. Just look. Y'all, this show is fucking ridiculous. Okay, so, where are we at? Number 14. Why didn't Charlotte just confess everything to Allison? Under it says, Allison was already her friend and would have gladly spent time with her. She didn't have to do these elaborate schemes to reunite with her sister after all. And the game being addictive doesn't cut it. I don't even think I have to go in on this, because this question goes back to everything I said during this whole podcast. It just don't make sense. It just doesn't. And, you know, I can't, like, y'all, it's not even anything to say. It just does not make sense. So, she's playing with Allison's head. Wow. And keep in mind this, y'all. Allison, when Cece first came around the bitches, Allison was still dead, according to everybody else. And you know what I'm saying? We didn't know Allison was alive. So she's playing with the bitch's head, playing with Allison's head, in and out of Radley, messing with Mona, running a goddamn boutique, kidnapping Sara Harvey, fucking building a dollhouse, making money, spying on Ezra. What the fuck? Being A? Y'all, what? How is this even possible? Y'all, number 15. Why was Jessica so disturbed to see Cece Drake dressed as her daughter at Radley? Wasn't Cece Drake already a patient at Radley, and wasn't she her daughter as well? This scene makes no sense. And like I said, goes back to what I said before. Proof that they decided this shit at the last minute. And just to recap that scene, if you guys don't remember, Mrs. D runs into Radley and she sees Allison playing a piano or something like that, or wanting some shit like, y'all, I don't even know this. I'm over here talking about, I'm gonna recap this thing, you don't even know what the fuck it was. But something like that. She runs into the bitch, the house or something. All I remember is Allison's on the piano. And Mrs. D starts bitching and yelling, and she's like, I get a call and they're saying your daughter's in here and it's some Cece Drake. And my thing is, why weren't, if Cece Drake's your daughter and you know that she's in Radley and you want them separate, why weren't you concerned? Y'all, I don't even need to explain it because y'all already know what I'm gonna say. So yeah, that was 15 A-shaped Pretty Little Liars plot holes we're still upset about. Now, like I said, some of these I don't really care about, like the Wilden one, like the one about how, you know, Cece made her initial funds. Shit I don't really care about, but most of the list was pretty good, in my opinion. I feel as though I need to start going back and making more videos like this, because I feel like I feel like I've gotten comfortable with what we've been given. And I know I say all the time, you know, I'm not ranting no more. I've, you know, just given up past, you know, worrying about them explaining past seasons, and you know, I'm just looking forward to the new, how they gonna end everything. But at the end of the day, we gotta acknowledge how Marlene King and the writers did us, period. We have to acknowledge it. It's not right that they drew us into this show, got us addicted, obsessed, whatever you want to call it, and then just didn't give a fuck. Just say, oh, we got the viewers now. We popping now, so now we can just put anything out. Let's not forget that. And I think I got too comfortable on that. So I feel as though I need to drop more videos like this to remind them that we ain't satisfied with the shit. We gonna keep watching it because we invested. We love them bitches. We love Spencer, Aria, all of them hoes. We love them. And the show's about to end, and we want to see how it ends. But never forget. Never forget how you did this. We're not going to forget. And we're not going to roll over about the shit either. We're going to keep talking shit about it. And we're going to keep bringing it to your attention that we feel some type of way about how you did this with this show. Point blank, period. And I'm going to leave it on that note. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you fucked with this video, share. Peace, y'all.